If you wish to create setup files in Operations Center, we need to ensure all of your equipment is added to the equipment list. Ensure you're on the Operations Center map in order to add equipment. Select the tractor icon to view all equipment. If I need to add a new piece of equipment, select the plus button to add a new piece of equipment. If you know the PIN number, you can enter the PIN number, but it is not necessary in most situations. I do need to add an equipment name. In this case, I'm going to add a 1775 NT planter and simply call it 1775 NT. I can select my equipment make and then set up my equipment type. Is it a machine or is it an implement? I'll select implement, and then you can look through the list of different implements, or you can search for the one you wish to choose. I also need to fill out a model. I can either search the model or I can freeform in my own equipment model if it is not in the list here in the second box. Once you are happy with the name, select Add. The next page will show all of the equipment offsets for this piece of equipment. Currently they are all at 0. If you would like to set those up ahead of time, select Modify Offsets, select the Edit button in the bottom right, and then enter your offsets so they can be pre-populated on the display. Note newer planners with SeatStar controllers store equipment offsets on the controller on the planner, and in most cases those will be used over items entered in on Operations Center. Operations Center works really well for tillage pieces of equipment and older planners that do not have SeatStar controller detection. For today's example, I'm going to go ahead and fill out my offsets to give you an idea how to do it. So letter A, these are going to correspond with your letters of your measurements on your display as well. Letter A is going to be the work point offset. I'm going to type in 14. Letter B is going to be the inline distance from the front to the rear of the implement. I'm going to skip over my lateral offset because my planner pulls from the center. I'm going to put in my center of rotation, no rear connection. Implement GPS offsets are only needed if you're running a Starfire receiver on the implement as well. Most people will be able to skip over. And then we can enter our physical width, our implement width, and our track spacing. I'm going to pretend this is a 24 row planner. So we'll go 60 feet, 24 rows, 30-inch spacing. Then we will select Save. We come over to our equipment list and select planner. We can see the 1775 I just added. If I wish to edit the offsets, I can click on the machine, select Edit, select Offsets, and then re-edit my offset information. If you would like to add another tool, this time we will select a machine. I'm going to enter a 4440 tractor. This would be a machine, equipment type. I'll search for tractor. And then my model may not appear in my list. It does in this case. If it did not, my tractor has been closed out. I'm going to go ahead and re-add it. Put in my 4440 John Deere, select my tractor again. Can either choose the equipment model or I can simply type in the model I would like to use. We'll select add. And again, I can see my machine offsets. I can modify those if I wish to preload. I'm going to change my connection type to drawbar. Non-steering axle location would be rear axle on a row crop tractor. GPS location can be centered. I have no GPS lateral offset. Put an inline offset of 6 inches. Connection offset of 48. And a GPS height of 130. In most cases, under machine settings for turn radius and turning sensitivity, those will not be needed for your application. So you can leave those alone and simply select save. It may take a little while for everything to update, but your newly added pieces of equipment should populate in your machine list. Sometimes it takes a few minutes before they show up.